Welcome to Bloomington Today. I'm Kaylin Cockrell. Thanks for joining us. This year's Diamond Service Awards is right around the corner, and if the fun at last year's awards was any indication of what this year will look like, well, you won't want to miss it. This event, sponsored by the Bloomington Convention and Visitors Bureau, honors Bloomington's frontline employees in the city's hospitality industry, one of the top industries in Bloomington.
You also need to know that the hospitality industry is big and successful in the city of Bloomington, and it's because of all of you. You're going above and beyond the call of duty to keep it that way and to make it that way, and everybody who comes and stays in our community, everybody who eats and visits is just taken care of, and they know it.
Award categories include Best Hotel Housekeeping, and Best Server, just to name a few. The event set for Sunday, March 11th is coming quickly. Be sure to tune into next week's show, where a representative from the Bloomington Convention and Visitors Bureau will be on set to talk more in detail about the 16th Annual Diamond Service Awards. And from honoring some of the city's hard workers to highlighting some residents working hard, the city's Dewtown Healthy Living Initiative is geared toward residents of all ages. And in this week's to-do list, we'll take a look at how a group of local seniors are checking weekly workouts off their to-do list. If you're a senior looking for a place to get your daily exercise on, look no further than Creekside Community Center. Every Tuesday and Thursday, the city's Human Services Division sponsors a free, low-impact exercise class for seniors 55 and older. And with the class size growing, it's safe to say these seniors are loving this healthy routine thrown into their week. But what keeps them coming back week after week may not necessarily be the good workout, says group leader Mary Lou Nilsson.
The people, they show up and they love to do the exercise, and if I didn't do it, no one else probably would. And so I think it's because of the people that keep coming, and I enjoy doing it.
The group exercises using weights, walking routines, and various stretches during the class. And as the name Low Impact suggests, this exercise places a relatively minimal amount of stress on the joints of the knees, hips, and ankles.
So you're moving actually all your parts in your body. You're walking, you're bending, you're using your arms and legs. So I think it's for older people, and they can do it.
Just ask Mary Lou. She's 80 years old, has had back surgery and 2 knee replacements, and you don't see her missing a beat, or anyone else in the class for that matter.
I feel healthy, and I'm glad I can still do it. And everybody else too. They become friends. A lot of them have become friends, and so they're from 80 years old up to maybe 85, 86, a couple 90s, but they keep coming.
And after the exercise group wraps up for the day, participants are encouraged to head over to the Buyers Club, also located at Creekside, and do a bit of shopping. Buyers Club is a food mini market operated by older adult volunteers. From veggies to nuts to produce and dry goods, the things you see on the grocery store shelves will likely be on the table at the Buyers Club. A dose of daily exercise for local senior citizens and a healthy food market right in the same location. Be sure to keep these events a regular fixture on your to-do list. The Buyers Club Food Market runs every Thursday from 9 to 1:30 p.m. The senior exercise class is every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. No pre-registration is required, so stop in and take some steps towards a healthier life. And after you've done your low-impact exercise and purchased some fresh produce, stop by the Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Refuge for a bit of the outdoors with some history thrown into the mix. Aldo Leopold is considered to be the father of modern wildlife management in the United States. He promoted wilderness areas, published literary works, and spread the word about his land ethics philosophy, believing that humans and wildlife share the landscape. And for the first time ever, the Minnesota Valley Wildlife Refuge asks residents to join them for a weekend event to celebrate Leopold.
He really was an innovative thinker, kind of radical for his time, and had huge influence on federal agencies, but all kinds of government agencies and localities in terms of practices for managing wildlife and lands.
On Saturday, March 3rd and Sunday the 4th, the Visitors Center and the miles of trails will hopefully be teeming with more than just the refuge's furry tenants, as naturalists and park rangers have quite a selection of events on the lineup.
We will also have some guided hikes on the refuge so people can see how we at Minnesota Valley practice conservation, see our land ethic. There will be a photography hike, and there will be another guided hike that focuses on wildlife in a game way, a Jeopardy hike. I will be talking about books because I work with the resource library, so we'll highlight books that tie in with that land ethic.
Judy says that this would also be a great time for people who haven't visited the refuge to stop by and see what this urban wildlife sanctuary has to offer.
The refuge is open for one full weekend a month during the winter season, so this is our open weekend for the month of March, and this is a good example of the types of programming that are available to public visitors year-round at the refuge. So guided hikes occur almost every weekend year-round, and we also have a lot of visitor center activities, including our exhibits with our different types of habitat that we manage here on the refuge. It's an opportunity to get a view of our auditorium space that we use frequently, both for presentations and films.
Speakers, a book signing by an award-winning author, and a showing of Green Fire, Aldo Leopold, and a land ethic for our time is also a highlight of this special weekend at the refuge. For information on this specific event or to see an event flyer, contact the refuge at 952-854-5900. The City of Bloomington has received a generous donation by one local business to make updates to a city park, but not for new playground equipment or a basketball hoop. Think a different kind of park. When you see the water tower at 90th Street and Portland Avenue, you may not even notice the skate park underneath. Valley View Playfield may be quiet now, but as winter turns to spring and area skateboarders hit the pavement, enthusiasts of the sport can thank a local business along with private donations for a huge transformation gearing up to take place.
We're going to be removing all of the equipment there that is currently there, and we're going to be replacing it with new concrete modular skate ramps.
At the February 6th City Council meeting, the city received a check for $25,000 from Bobby and Steve's Auto World Youth Foundation to help rebuild the skate park. This generous contribution was added to funds raised at a separate fundraiser last summer.
There was a Hot Dogs and Hot Rods event that Bobby and Steve's was involved with, along with Friends of Bloomington Skate Park. They wanted to do an event to raise some funds for the park. So what they did is they held the event. They raised just about $3,000, and Bobby and Steve's said that they would match those funds. So they were all on board to match. When they found out how much we had raised, they told us that they would also give us, no matter what we raised, $25,000. So included in the money that was raised, there was also two other donations that were made during that event that was held. There was $2,000 donations that were made. Those came in from the Trigstead family, and those also came in $1,000 from them, and then $1,000 from Quality Bike Products here in Bloomington.
Hemp says skateboarding is a great way to get young people outdoors and active.
In order to give them something to do to help them have an outlet, someplace to go, something fun to do in Bloomington, so that they can put their energy into what they want to do, that they want to skate, they want something that they can belong to, or they want to bike, or they want to rollerblade. They have a place to go and something with some fun elements and something that will challenge them.
Construction is set to kick off on the skate park renovation in late spring and be finished by midsummer. Once complete, all donors will be recognized on a sign at the park. And it's now time for a short break. When we come back, we'll be joined by a chocolatier to find out what's in store for the 2012 Taste of Chocolate. You won't want to miss this.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to Bloomington Today. We are now pleased to be joined by Susan Anderson. Susan is the co-owner of Bloomington's own Art Escapes. She's also involved with the annual event, The Taste of Chocolate. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Kaylin.
Well, coming up on March 11th, the Bloomington Fine Arts Council is hosting its annual Taste of Chocolate fundraiser. Why don't you start by telling us a bit about what that is?
Sure. First of all, it's the 17th annual Taste of Chocolate.
Wow.
We started in 1995 with, I think, 6 chocolatiers, and it's a fundraiser, most importantly, for arts groups in Bloomington. It's a wonderful family event on a Sunday afternoon, and we have chocolate tastings. We have 11 chocolatiers, but 13 tastings. 2 of them are bringing both a confection or candy, and as well as desserts. So you can taste 13 different chocolates. And the droolin mousse people bring, like 8 different kinds of chocolates that you can taste in there. So you will have no shortage of good chocolate. And there's a big silent auction, a raffle with a $1,000 cash prize, wow, and a $500 Mall of America prize, and a Toro snowblower. So there's lots of things to do, and you can watch arts performances by the ballet, Continental Ballet. They will be having an open rehearsal of their ballet Swan Lake coming up, and people can just wander in and out of the ballet studio and watch the rehearsal in action. And then we'll have performances by the Bloomington Chorale, notable singers, and Angelica Cantanti youth choirs.
Wow.
So that'll take the afternoon from noon to 4.
So literally Civic Plaza is going to be kind of just transformed into this chocolatier's dream.
It'll be sort of like, a fancy Willy Wonka's.
That's a good Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
Well, proceeds from this event, there are ticket sales. Proceeds are going directly to fund Bloomington Arts. Kind of tell me a little bit about why that's a necessary program to fund.
Well, it costs a lot of money to put on arts productions and arts performances. The ballet has a Swan Lake coming up, and I just saw a poster at their fundraiser. It costs $65,000 to bring that production to the stage, and that's not administrative costs or anything else. And then there's music that has to be purchased, franchise fees for using the music. Conductors have to be paid, accompanimists have to be paid. So there's an awful lot of cost in putting on these arts performances in our community. And the ticket prices are very low. Mm-hmm. They're, like from $10 to $25 in that range for tickets. And so each of the arts groups does a lot of grant writing, a lot of fundraising efforts like this to raise enough money to bring these performances to the community.
Absolutely. And like we had said, everyone wants the arts, but, things like this are what funds them.
Well, they just don't know. Ballet shoes cost $80, those point shoes at those,
okay,
and they need a new set for almost every performance.
Yep.
Because they wear out right away.
Absolutely. Oh.
It just astounded me when I learned that. In big ballets, like in New York and all, sometimes the ballerinas will use 2 or 3 pairs for one performance.
Gosh.
And it's $80 a pair.
Well, we want people to go out and get these tickets for the Taste of Chocolate. How can residents go about getting these tickets?
Okay, they can go online to www.tasteofchocolate.org. They can order tickets in advance through March 9th. online for $25. They can also call the Continental Ballet's box office at 952-563-8562 and order them over the phone. They can come in person to the ballet company's box office on the east side of the Civic Plaza from 3 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. There's a person where they can buy tickets from.
Okay. All right. What about showing up the day of? Are there ticket sales?
There are ticket sales on the day of.
Okay.
And the tickets are $30 at the door.
Okay. So you save a little bit purchasing
early.
early.
You save $5 a ticket by purchasing early.
You know, that is what it is. $25 to pay in advance, 30 at the door. So I think
they open at 11:30. That's what just escaped to me.
Okay.
The door will, to buy tickets at the door will be at 11:30 a.m. on March 11th.
Okay, perfect. Well, now we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by a chocolatier. Welcome back, everyone. We are now joined by Missy Wetstrom. Missy is the owner of the Droolin Mousse. That's a chocolate shop off of Lyndale Avenue here in Bloomington. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, first off, why don't you tell us a bit about the Droolin Mousse and what you do for a living?
Well, the Droolin Mousse actually was created about 3 years ago, and it was just a creation I came up with as far as a fun logo. It wasn't intended for chocolate when we first started it, but as it developed, I thought chocolate would be a great niche to put the Droolin Mousse in.
Okay. So now, how long has the Droolin Mousse been where it is? I think that it is one of the only chocolate shops in Bloomington at this time?
Yeah, we actually kept the shop in Bloomington because I grew up in Bloomington.
Okay.
I really wanted to bring something independent back that was creative and tasted good. So I think we are the only ones in Bloomington.
Wonderful. Yeah. And how long have you been there?
We actually just opened our new larger space in October.
Okay.
So we're really, really new.
Wonderful. Well, you've been participating in the Taste of Chocolate fundraiser. Now, last year was your first year.
Right.
And you are one of 6 returning chocolatiers. There are 5 new ones this year. What got you back there again for a second year?
Really just the craziness of the whole event is just unbelievable. It's chocolate everywhere. People are in a good mood because they're eating. The chocolatiers that are there with us, they're fun, the food is amazing, the atmosphere is great, it's organized. It's just a really, really fun event. Really fun.
For both people bringing the chocolate and people eating the chocolate.
Really, anybody that likes to eat should be all over it. It's just a really, really festive event. And really, the best part about it is that the money is going to the arts, which we all know needs a lot of support right now. And so if you can eat and support and have fun and maybe get a little fat, it's all good.
Win, 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 right? Well, you are a self-proclaimed chocolatier, and I have to ask, what makes one a chocolatier?
Well, I ask myself that question a lot. I think anybody that can promote chocolate, is open to chocolate, and can present chocolate in a creative light is a chocolatier. There are different levels of them, people that are creating amazing things, people that are marketing, but I just think if you enjoy it and really can market it properly as something that is good for you and makes people happy, I think that's a chocolatier.
Absolutely. Well, as a chocolatier, what have you found the most rewarding part of that job to be?
Oh, it's people freaking out. Really, is just when people come in and they just automatically light up. It's like problems disappear, all the baggage disappears. They just come in and are just so excited about eating something that makes them feel good. Makes them feel a little bad too, but it really makes them feel good.
Bad in a good way,
yes.
Right? Well, now a lot of viewers may have noticed that we have kind of an assortment on the table with us here today. Why don't you tell us a bit, Missy, what we're looking at here?
Well, I just brought 6 different kinds right now. I can tell you our #1 seller is still the malted milk ball. This is what started the whole madness, because I had one of these. I almost started crying. And then when I designed the mousse, I thought this would be a good foundation for it. So the malted milk ball is our #1 seller. I also brought the #2, the squirrel bait, which is the chocolate peanut. It goes down to the cherry bombs, which are the chocolate covered cherries.
Okay.
I think in our line now we have 17 different kinds. And they're all very fun, diverse. crazy.
Just a different spin on chocolate.
It's a very different spin. Our packaging is all original. It's all made in the U.S. It's all recyclable. It's dishwasher safe. So we're trying to really combine the whole amazing chocolate with amazing marketing, with amazing packaging for the amazing people. Just to really bring a whole new gift segment to chocolate.
Wonderful. Yeah. And so now residents who come out to Taste of Chocolate, they're going to be able to kind of get a little sample here and there or buy products.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time at the table. Yeah, so we're trying to streamline it a little bit, but they do like to hang out a lot. And we have so many to sample this year. We're not sure how many we can bring without delaying the whole event another day and a half. So we're trying to abbreviate it a little bit, but there's a lot, yeah.
Okay. Well, we heard from Susan earlier in the interview why residents should come on out. In your opinion, then, the other side of this Taste of Chocolate fundraiser, why do you think that residents should get motivated to come on out to the 2012 Taste of Chocolate?
I really think the support is the biggest part. I actually have a fine art degree, and so the arts are very important to me. And as a resident and growing up in Bloomington, I think unless we get behind a lot of these causes, they will disappear. And I think the support, if we can support through food, through creativity, it's so streamlined. I think it's just a no-brainer to come and hang out with your friends and eat really good food. But for the whole main focus is to support those arts that need to stay around, especially for the kids that are growing up now. Anybody that is interested in starting in the arts, it's very healthy. We just need to keep it around. So I'd say that's the biggest reason.
Wonderful. Well, we'd like to thank both Susan and Missy for being here with us today. On top of chocolate tastings, dessert competitions, and live entertainment, as Susan said, there is a raffle and a silent auction. The raffle prize includes a $1,000 cash reward and a $500 Mall of America shopping spree. So if chocolate isn't enough to motivate you and get you out to the 2012 Taste of Chocolate on March 11th, then hopefully some of the raffle prizes are. It's now time for a short break. We'll be right back.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Bloomington Today. It's now time to check back on a project nearing completion. In just 4 months, Founders Ridge, a new senior community, will be opening its doors to aging adults of all care levels. Since we last checked on this site off Hampshire Avenue in southwest Bloomington, crews have come quite far on both the exterior and interior construction. A representative from Presbyterian Homes and Services says crews are finishing up sheetrocking, painting, and cabinetry work. Cultured stone has been placed on the outside of the buildings, and decks are being worked on at this time. What's unique about this senior housing community is its versatile, multi-purpose care levels. There will be an independent living senior apartments, assisted living, enhanced care assisted living, and memory care. The idea is to accommodate various types of older citizens in different stages of health at one location. Founders Ridge is right on schedule for opening in June 2012. 40% of the apartments are already reserved. For more information, contact Presbyterian Homes and Services at 952-941-5047. The city's Animal Control Unit would like to extend an invitation to residents to stop on by with your family, friends, or a group. Animal control officers do more than just care for the shelter's furry guests. They respond to resident concerns and inquiries, enforce the city's ordinances in place regarding proper pet practices, and also spend much of their time educating the public about animal safety.
As far as children, they're very inquisitive. In the formative years, if we're able to reach them at a young age, the safety lessons that we're able to teach them kind of go throughout life, and not only are they safe with animals, they become responsible pet owners themselves.
One way to educate is by offering tours to groups and organizations wanting to experience a fun educational outing like this local Girl Scout troop who toured back in December.
We do groups, tours of the shelter. We've done a lot of Girl Scout groups, church groups, things like that. What we try and do is give the kids a real-world experience of overpopulation of animals and how they end up in the shelters, along with give them the tools that they need to understand animal safety and things like that. We do dangerous dog presentation with the shelter tour, show them the tools of the trade, our trucks, our tools, and it gives the kids an idea of what we do out there and how they can help animals.
Shelter tours are offered free of charge to groups of all kinds and sizes.
Donations are accepted free of charge. Any kind of group, church groups, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, any kind of children's groups. And then as far as adults or workplace safety, we do yearly dog safety presentations for the Postal Service and any other kind of group that would be doing door-to-door sales or delivery personnel. If they called and wanted a dog safety presentation, we'd go over city ordinances with them free of charge.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, there are 4.7 million dog bites per year. 800,000 of those require medical attention, and about half of those are children. Needed donations include cat and dog food, litter, and blankets for the kennels. Please refrain from toys as they pose a choking concern. The Animal Control Unit can be reached at 952-563-4942 if you'd like more information about scheduling a tour. And that's all the time we have for today. To get more information on city projects, parks, road construction, and events, visit the city's website. To check out past Bloomington Today shows or other city productions, visit Bloomington's YouTube channel, accessible right from the city's homepage. That and so much more is online right now at www.ci.bloomington.mn.us. If Facebook or Twitter isn't your thing, sign up for eSubscribe to have updates sent right to your email or cell phone. This is Bloomington Today, a presentation of the City of Bloomington's Communications Division. I'm Kaylin Cockreal. Thanks so much for joining us.